Hello, everybody. We're still talking about the subfunctions or the local functions, and in this video, we are going to talk about one very, very important point, which we almost face it in all our cases when we use the local functions. Um, and to understand this point, I just want to give you an example of on the same file that we were using last time. So as you remember, or if you remember, that these are two functions that we defined as local functions, and we used them to do fsolve to get the roots, and the other function was used to plot the function. And it was very successful, and we were able to plot the function successfully with no issues. And this is how the function looks like when it's plotted. So it was totally fine. But in many cases, it's always in every case you define a variable in the very beginning, like n, and you want to use this function or this variable in the functions or in the whole file. So it may be somewhere before the local functions, or maybe instead of this 5 we put n, and instead of this 5 we'll put n, and we should be good to go. Like I define a variable here, and I'm using this variable in the same file, so I should be fine. But let's just clear. And if we run the file, we will face a very weird message here, that it tells me that this is an undefined function or variable n. And you get confused because I have already defined n here. So why it's not defined in the function? If you track where it is not defined, it's gonna be in line 10, and it means that it is not defined here. So to get rid of this confusion, you might try something which is kind of stupid, but it will answer the question for you. I will define n here one more time, and define n here one more time, just to check if this solves the problem or not. Just I want to make sure that if I have n defined here and here, then the problem is solved. And if you do this, the file is working nicely, and it's giving you all the outputs that you are expecting. So this what I did. Of course I'm not gonna do this in my files, because I need to define the variable once, and I might have this variable appearing in like 5 or 10 lines in the code. So I don't want to change all the 10 lines manually, and there's no point of doing this. So I now understand that this n that I defined here is not seen by these local functions. And then again, it's something that you can observe by yourself. If I put the mouse here, you'd see that these two are highlighted, because it's telling me that these two are the same variable. But if I put my cursor here on n, these two do not get highlighted, as it happened in the options before. And this means that the way I'm writing the code now does not make the variable n seen to these two functions. So I need to do something to make the function see this variable n. One thing that was used before in the older versions of Matlab, I think it's the previous version was doing this way. There was a function. It's still working here, but for other reasons. But that you can use a function that's called global, and this global solves this problem. Its function is to make the variables that you put after the word global kind of global, so you can use them in all the functions, or in the subfunctions, actually in the same file. So if I put global n, you would see that this n color changes to kind of greenish or something. And what would happen in the previous versions is that this n would get highlighted here and here with the same color. But if you run the file now, you would face the same error message, which means that the global function is not working in the current version, which is 2017, as it used to work before. Um, and this is my understanding of the global function in cases like this. So it might be kind of wrong, but this is how it used to work. Um, so the way you can fix this problem now, or get this problem fixed, is to convert your file from a normal script into a function. And this can be done simply by writing just a line in the beginning. So it's a very simple solution, but it's important to know how to use this simple solution. So I'm just gonna write function and write the file name, its local variable, and after the file ends, you just type end and save the file. When you do this, you would notice that n has already taken this greenish color that was there when I used the global function, and that n now is seen by these two functions. So this is telling you that your problem is solved. So if I run the file now, you would be able to get the outputs as you expect. So it's a very, again, it's a very simple solution, and for you it's not gonna make any difference as a user. Um, just one thing that I wanna let you know about this, that when you run the code, your outputs will be here, any plots will be out, and for the if solve, it's gonna be the output of the if solve function is gonna be here, but they're not gonna be there on the workspace. So this is the only difference that I would care about, is that the outputs are not there, but still you can see the outputs from here. So it's something you can get. Um, but as like a solution to this problem of having a variable that's not defined for these two functions, just convert your script from a normal script into a function. And you'd see it here actually. If you save the file, you'd see that local variable now is defined as a function, and its icon is different from the normal scripts like these. So this is a different thing. Let's see one case, like an actual case that has kind of related to a chemical engineering application. So it's a problem that we solved before many times here in the Excel series, is getting the volume of a gas using an ideal gas law and the van der Waals equation of states. So I have here the van der Waals constants of hydrogen, I have the R defined, I have pressure and temperature, and we can simply calculate the volume of the ideal gas from the RT divided by P, and I will define the van der Waals equation as a function, instead of using a function handle. Again, for this video, I'm just giving simple examples to make the concept clear. In the next video or two, I'm gonna go into like actual cases where the problem is not as easy as it is right now. So I'm gonna define a function which is f is the van der Waals of V, and I'm gonna define the van der Waals equation of states, which is P plus A divided by V square multiplied by V minus B minus R multiplied by T. So this is the zero shape of the function, and I will end this, and I will put the options optim set display off, and then the V van der Waals equal if solve at VDW, and I will get the V ideal gas as the initial value, since I already have a value here. And you can do anything else that you're interested in. Maybe you can use the if printf to print something, or a text, or calculate the difference, or the percent error, whatever thing. I'm not gonna do all these because it's not gonna be adding anything important about the topic of today's video. So I'm gonna run the file now. Again, it does not see the variable p in the line 12, which is here. So the p is not defined. Again, to get this solved, we can use the convert the script into the function. And again, look at this. Yeah, this is oops. it says script, and it's kind of and this is interesting because it updates the type automatically. So if it now says a script, if I type the word function, it says MATLAB code file because it's not saved, and it doesn't have the name here, so it's local IGVDW, and now it's converted into a function. So it's awesome actually. MATLAB is very smart. So now I have everything ready. These are kind of global functions now. A is here, B is here, R is here, here, and in three places, P again, and T. So if I run the file, I'm gonna get the, I didn't put the options. If I run the file, it's gonna tell me what is the volume of the ideal gas, the volume of Van der Waals gas, and the problem is solved. So it's again, it's kind of simple trick, but it's important, very very important. I kind of spent kind of few hours trying to get this issue solved when I faced it my first time. I tried global and I tried different things, so it was kind of an easy solution, but it took me a long time to find this solution. So I hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next video, inshallah. Goodbye.